Hello friends, welcome to the session on compilers. In this session, we'll be discussing about syntax directed translation schemes. In this session, we will see what we mean by syntax directed translation and how it is possible to implement the syntax directed translation. Friends, as you know that you are viewing this session on my YouTube channel, Learn with Prakash Khanade, and subscribe to the channel to see many videos on the subjects of electronics and computer science. So let us start the session with the question what we mean by syntax directed translation. We know that in the compilation process, a parser program is being used to check the syntax of the input string. The input source program, when it is connected to the scanner, then at the output of the scanner, its token is generated. A token is fed to the parser program. To the parser program, there is associated a parsing table, and also it is possible that we can attach some semantic actions to the each production rule of the grammar so that the semantic analysis can also be performed. The syntax directed translation, or in short, we call it as a SDT, are the augmented rules to the context-free grammar that are being used to perform the semantic analysis. SDT will involve passing the information, and this information will be passed either from bottom to the root or from root to the bottom in the parse tree. And this information is being passed in the form of the attributes that are being associated to the each node of the syntax tree. SDT will provide the simplest way so that we can attach the semantic rules along with the syntax rules. SDT will fundamentally work by adding actions to the production rules in the context-free grammar. We know that every context-free grammar will consist of a set of production rules, and these production rules are used to check the syntax of the input string. To each such production rule, we can associate the semantic actions so that when the syntax tree is being constructed or the parse tree is being constructed, at the same time, the semantic actions will also be executed. The terminal and non-terminal symbols of the grammar will have the attributes and that will hold the value set by the semantic rule. The algorithm can be written in such a way that it will traverse the parse tree, thereby executing the semantic rules that are associated with the different production rules so that it can have the attribute values. Now, once such traversal is being complete, then one can easily find that the attribute will contain the translated form of the input. So now let us understand how this can be achieved. That is how the syntax directed translation can be achieved. Syntax directed translation can be achieved by augmenting the production rules. The production rule or the translation rule, for each production rule, we can define a translation rule. And the translation rule will define the translation of the left hand side non-terminal in the form of a function. To translate the input string, what we need to do is that we need to build the parse tree. And once you build the parse tree, then you can make the use of the translation rules to compute the translation of the each non-terminal in the tree. So either you can work from bottom to up, or you can work from top to the bottom, so that the translation rules can be executed that are associated with the each production rule of the grammar. The translation of the string is the translation of the parse tree's root terminal. Now let us see how it can be implemented. The syntax directed translation or SDT can be implemented by constructing the parse tree and then performing the left to right depth first order. The SDT can be implemented by parsing the input and producing the annotated parse tree as a result. For example, we will consider a simple grammar where it will consist of the production rules of the form. Expression is defined as expression plus term. Expression is defined as term. Term is defined as term into factor. Term is defined as factor. Factor can be defined as integer literal, and factor can also be defined as a bracket of expression. So this is a simple grammar which will deal with the arithmetic form of expressions. Now for this grammar, it is possible that you can assign the translation rules. So the simplest way of assigning the translation rules for such grammar is like this. Say the first production rule can be assigned with the translation rule expression 1 dot transaction value is equal to expression 2 dot transaction value plus term dot transaction value. So since this production rule will consist of two expression symbols, and therefore the left hand side expression is being called as expression 1 and the right hand side expression is being called as expression 2 in order to differentiate between these two expression symbols. Then for the next production, we can assign the translation rule expression dot transaction is equal to term dot transaction value. So dot transaction will indicate the transaction value. Term 1 dot transaction is equal to term 2 dot transaction into factor dot transaction value. Then for the next production rule, we can assign the translation rule term dot transaction is equal to factor dot transaction value. Factor dot transaction can be assigned with integer literal dot value, and factor dot transaction can be assigned with a bracket of expression where bracket of expression is just nothing but the expression dot transaction value. So one can easily understand that this rule will tell us exactly the semantics that is being associated with the different productions of this context-free grammar. And now we will suppose that we have been given an input string, and this input string is 2 star in the bracket 4 plus 5. That is 2 multiplied by 4 plus 5. Now for this input string, we can construct a annotated parse tree by using a syntax directed translation scheme. And this parse tree can be constructed as shown in this diagram. So the first non-terminal symbol expression is being defined as a term. The term can be defined as term into factor. The term can be defined as a factor. Then the factor can be further replaced by a bracket of expression. Then expression can be written as expression plus term, where expression can be written as factor and term can also be written as factor. Now one can easily observe that as per the input string, the value 2 will be assigned to the factor, which will be assigned to the transaction value for term. The value 4 will be assigned to the transaction value of factor. 5 will be assigned to the transaction value of factor. And therefore expression will have a value 4. The transaction value for term will be 5. And therefore this expression transaction value will be 9 and the factor transaction value will also be 9. So one can easily observe that in the brackets what we have written is the transaction value the transaction value is being automated as the corresponding production rule is being executed. And therefore, you will find that this term transaction value will be 18, and finally, we will have the expression transaction value as 18. So one can easily understand that when this parse tree is being constructed, then at the same time, the translation rules that are associated with the different production rules of the context-free grammar are also executed, and thereby returning the value for the root. So this is just nothing but the syntax directed translation scheme. So thank you, friends, for viewing the session. Hopefully you have understood what we mean by the syntax directed translation scheme and how it can be implemented. Thank you all for viewing the session.